Hello and welcome to a lovely example in a fantastic colour combination as well. In fact, one of the rarest colour combinations for one of these, of Orkney Grey with black leather, of course a full-size Range Rover Vogue. In particular, a full facelift 2013 car in L405 specification, and what that means is what was a whole lot more when new is now under £19,000. And you would be forgiven for thinking that at that price it must have either astronomical mileage or a patchy service history, maybe even a combination of both, but the reality is it's neither. It has a full service history behind it, even has its original book pack and 2 keys intact. It was most recently serviced by ourselves and barely 2,000 miles ago in July. It's also had new oil for its diff and transfer box, even 4 new Pirelli Scorpion tyres. The list goes on in terms of how well cared for this Range Rover has been. And to go back to the point of its mileage, well, it isn't overly high either. It's barely over 60,000 on the clock, which for reference is around 33,000 less than the average for a 2013 Vogue, such as this one on the market. Of course, the name of the game with the Range Rover is always the ride quality, the luxury, and naturally the level of kit, and this one is very, very well equipped. A 13-speaker Meridian sound system, triple zone climate control, of course, that 8-inch touchscreen display, Bluetooth auxiliary and USB connectivity, naturally cruise control, parking sensors, reverse camera, power opening and closing boot. The list goes on, and that is of course in addition to acres of room, fantastic ride quality, fantastically comfortable seats, and a wonderfully designed interior. Where things get especially impressive though is when you compare this generation to the outgoing model. In particular, when it comes to efficiency, these are leaps and bounds ahead of what you would typically assume a Range Rover would be able to achieve, not only in terms of fuel economy, but even yearly road tax, because of how efficient they are. And of course that's a lovely advantage to have, because it means not only is the price fantastic to begin with incidentally low deposit finance available as well, but you're not going to be stung with road tax afterwards either. In some cases these days, certain 4x4s are £600 or £700 a year to tax, and it's not just diesels, sometimes petrols as well. This one in comparison is £385. But on top of that, the economy is excellent. Certainly for a Range Rover, especially from that 3-litre TD V6 engine, it has a huge amount of pulling power in the form of 440 foot-pounds of torque. So if, for example, you were to use it as a holiday vehicle, well, they can take that in their stride. But at the same time, they can average up to 38 miles to the gallon and up around 40 on a motorway run, which is so much better than you would think a Range Rover could be. And again, for under £19,000, it means that you simultaneously get everything you would want and expect from a Range Rover in terms of the road presence, the space, certainly the level of kit and ride quality, but you simultaneously have advantages which you would never typically expect from a Range Rover, such as efficiency, fuel economy, and far better yearly road tax than you would think they'd have. So then, if you are on the lookout for one of these particular generation Range Rovers, and this one of course catches your eye, you could send us an email to the address shown here on screen, or of course give us a call on 01749 871 155 or on our mobile number of 07482 267 439.